Welcome to Tina Talks podcast produced by the Human Rights Development Organization. In this channel, we are going to talk about the reality of human rights. Ating alamin ang iba't ibang karanasan na maaaring naaayon o hindi naaayon sa karapatan ng bawat individual. Samahan niyo ako at sabay-sabay tayong matuto kung ano nga ba ang karapat-dapat sa bawat isa sa atin.
Freedom to Thrive, a story of courage and resilience. As we start our new season and it's about time for our new beginning, we will have now our special guest, Miss Daniel Arazola, her name for 18 years.
18 years talaga. Ibig sabihin, 18 years old na.
Yan yung ating aalamin sa kanyang journey. Miss Dani, can you share us a little bit of your journey? Bakit nga ba nagkaroon ng new name? Bakit nagkaroon ng rebirth ng Daniel after 18 years ago?
18 years ago. Looking at it now, I would say that it's actually a path or a journey to healing. I focus on the healing side. I always focus on the positive side. So even now, I couldn't fully grasp or remember the things that happened to me before, because there's no more pain, and that is what I would like to emphasize. There's no more pain. There's freedom. There's clarity in so many ways, and then I would say that there's happiness, because anyway, happiness is always a decision. You have to choose to be happy. So that's where I am right now.
Right now. So, what was like before? Bago ka napunta sa kung anong meron ka ngayon, yung courage that you have, ano yung inalisan mo?
Well, I would say that a lot of women and some men experience this. So it's okay to talk about it. In every relationship, you have to know the person. It takes two to tango. So if you don't jive, there would be chaos, right? So let's say that it was chaotic. It was chaotic at that time. Reasons can be, I was immature, the person is also immature, or we didn't match. There's individual differences. So there are so many reasons. One of the things that I feel and I saw from different relationships, especially the people that I spoke with, they would always say that they were traumatized, or they became victims prior to that relationship, that traumatic relationship. So something triggered. So the same with me and with my ex-partners. Something triggered them, and they got traumatized. We all became victims, and then we met each other, and then it's the ripple effect. So it was very traumatic because there's so many bad things that happened in many ways, like treatments, verbal, mental, material. That's always there, material abuse and all. So that became my life before I changed to Daniel. So traumatic enough that I kind of couldn't remember who I was. So I had to seek for help, and I had to knock on the door of a convent, and then looked for the the Mother Superior and say, I'm not gonna go anywhere anymore. I'm just gonna stay here until you open the door. So ganun siya. Yung talagang parang ayoko na umalis kasi hindi ko naman alam kung saan ako pupunta So I waited outside the convent in Tagaytay. So I was in a seesaw, parang gumaganon-ganon lang ako. Swing, seesaw, ganyan. So nag-aantay lang ako hanggang lumabas ulit yung assistant nila and say na you can come now. Wala naman silang choice kundi tanggapin talaga ako kasi hindi na talaga ako alis doon, no? Wala naman akong pupuntahan na iba. And that was the start of my, parang healing journey, but it started with knowing myself again. Parang I have to reclaim my identity again kasi nawala siya So, kailangan ko i-reclaim ulit yung identity na yon para mag-start yung healing. Diba?
Of all places na pupuntahan mo, bakit convent?
Well, it happened because of the recommendation of a counselor or a marriage counselor, a therapist. And then they were looking for a place na babagay sa akin, sa personality ko. They say na hindi ka pwede sa ganitong area kasi grabe yung issues doon, baka maloka ka. Iba yung mga nangyayari sa mga babae doon, so hindi ka pwede doon. So they made sure naman na I will be in a safer place that I would highly resonate with because I'm a Catholic also, diba? Tapos, during the time that we were discussing, I was telling them that I missed my life as a Catholic. I missed my life as a very active church goer, and then active in all the activities like choir and whatever, yung mga ganon, kahit nung bata pa ako. So, sabi niya, sige, doon ka na lang sa convent.
So for how long ka doon, and paano yung process nung nagsisimula ka doon sa convent? Routine mo doon?
Yeah. Yung convent kasi, that's really designed for the priests. Designed siya to, parang retreat center siya ng priests. So when I went there, parang bago sa kanila, na parang, paano kaya ito, di ba? But they are very, ang tawag dito, they are very professional. Kasi, lahat sila psychologists nuns, not psychologists, na psychotherapists. So, they know what they're doing. It's just that, hindi talaga siya naka-design for battered women, parang ganon, or abused women, or abused men.
So, first time nila mag-cater?
Yeah, that time. I knew first time yun eh.
So, paano yun? Paano, naramdaman mo ba siya? And paano sila nakatawag?
Maganda yung process nila kasi ang nangyari sa akin, parang they gave me a space to fully listen to myself. The discussion happened only in the evening. So evening, I'll be given an activity in the morning, and in the evening, the Mother Superior will meet me and process me. The processing itself is listening to myself talking. She will listen to me. She will just listen. Not so many like advices and all. After listening, she will assess a little bit and then say, okay, you'll do this tomorrow. Ito naman ang gagawin mo. So, meron siyang process na so, parang align siya to each other. And then they will, she will present it to me na parang makikita niya yung result after result na ito na yung nangyayari sa akin. So, it was very healing kasi it was very cathartic, meaning I cried a lot. It was remembering, kasi ang process na yun, remembering kung paano nag-umpisa from 0-year-old. So, dire-diretso yun up until I was 27. Kasi 27 ako that time eh. So, remembering my triggers, remembering yung past people who kind of like either I victimized or yung mga perpetrators ko, yung mga ganon. So, yung cycle na yun, binalikan ko lahat yun. I name names, yung parang talagang sinulat ko kung sino yung mga yun at ano yung detailed talaga siya. Up until, like, for example, all that, even yung mga triggered words, trigger words. Yung mga trigger words na yon, inaisa-isa din namin. Tapos, yung ano yung actions mo na gagawin, kasi alam mo na nati-trigger ka niyan, so there should be a realization, what would be your action to cut the pattern. Diba? So, ganun siya ka-intensive. And I was there for 2 weeks, but then I went back. I was in and out for another 1 year. Parang, punta lang ako doon every Saturday, Sunday. So, ganon. So, parang naging family sila. Ang maganda kasi, they integrated it with holistic approach. Meaning, the food was vegetarian. There were activities like, those nuns, yung mga nuns talaga na yun, I love them so much. Naalala ko, patay na sila ngayon actually. Oo, sila yung mga nagturo sa akin na the first nun who taught me how to meditate, she was a Catholic Buddhist nun or master. So just imagine, kinumbine niya yung two religions, but she's practicing it. They're very progressive. And then the other one naman, the Mother Superior naman, is a Tai Chi master. So, nagta-Tai Chi talaga ako morning, tapos nagda-dance ako in the morning, may songs pa na nagpi-play, I would praise God sa garden, tapos nagda-dance talaga ako doon, and I would cry. Ganun talaga siya cathartic, very holistic yung approach. Kaya, parang feeling ko, parang it helped me na parang to really dive into the process of knowing myself again. There was one time when the when the Mother Superior asked me, so Danny would, Lisette, my real name, sabi niya, do you still feel love? I mean, the idea of love, is it still there? And dun ako nabigla kasi sabi
yung
ko,
concept of
love. Oo, sabi ko, ang tagal ng pause ko talaga. Hindi ako nakasagot. Kasi para ang feeling ko, sabi ko sa kanya, eto po, kung may baul ako sa harap ko, kahit, di ba nandyan yung treasures lahat? Nandyan yung memories, ganyan, isa-isahin ko. Wala po akong nakikita, hindi ko po siya man. Kahit parang feeling ko, pati spelling ng love, hindi ko kayang sabihin. Ganun siya. Ganun yung trauma ko doon, na parang, kahit anong adjective po talaga, sister, hindi ko kaya. Tapos gumaganyan pa yung kamay ko. Hindi ko talaga po kaya. Hindi. Alam ko, may dati sinasabi ako na motto nung bata ako na love is like a rosary that's full of mystery. Pero even that, yung concept nun, hindi ko mag-grasp. Because of so much pain. Na parang hindi ko siya maalala eh. Hindi ko talaga maalala. Tapos iiyak na naman ako. Kasi halos, kung habang nagpa-process ako, umiiyak ako. So kung 15 days ako doon or 12 days ako doon, iyak ako nang iyak talaga. Oo. Pero ang pinakamaganda doon kasi talagang na-pinpoint ko siya up to the point na I went to a hermitage. Is it okay to discuss this?
Yeah.
Pumunta ako sa isang hermitage doon sa convent. May isang area doon na talaga nag-stay lang doon yung mga nagpa-process. And the idea was, for me to meet all the people who hurt me. So parang, sabi niya, if you can talk to them, kasi a lot of our traumas, kaya siya sinabing trauma, kasi it's just there. It wasn't released. All the issues nasa puso mo, nasa cells mo, sa katawan mo, hindi mo siya nailalabas. Hindi mo nasabi, hindi mo nakausap, whatever the situation was before, hindi mo siya na-process. So sabi nila, now, it's an opportunity for you. It's called empty chair. You meditate, make yourself comfortable in the situation, in the place, put a chair in front of you, and then call the souls of the people who hurt you. That period naman, alam ko na kung ano ginawa nila sa akin. Klarong-klaro na ulit. Alam ko din kung ano yung naging effect ng ginawa nila sa akin. Klaro din yun sa akin because of the past na activities with the nun. So, nang pinatawag yung mga souls, tinawag ko na sila. Di nakapila sila. Feeling ko nakapila sila dyan. Parang feeling ko nakikita ko talaga sila. Siyempre marami yun. Kasi yung feeling ko na, wow, nagkita ulit tayo, ganun. Tapos iniisa-isa, but that time, sabi niya, but you are in control of the situation. You are not the victim. In fact, you're gonna talk to them and tell them of the things that they did and then the effect of that wrongdoing. Sasabihin mo sa kanila. So now, if you want to forgive them, you can forgive them now because ito yung purpose naman eh. If you forgive yourself, you forgive them, then a lot of the healing will happen. So, syempre gusto ko yun kasi nga hindi ko na nga kalala yung sarili ko. Sabi ko, sister, I'm all for it. Anyway, wala na rin akong pupuntahan. Hindi ko alam kung saan to. Talagang ina-accept ko lang. Kahit anong i-feed mo sa akin na process, kakainin ko. Parang ganun. Para siyang dish na kahit maanghang pa yan, mapait pa yan, o matabang pa yan, o masyado pa salty. Pag sinabi mong I can heal using that, I will do it. Yun, ganun ako sa stage na yun. So yun ang nangyari na nandun sila sa tabi and then I was calling them one by one. Pinapila ko sila according to the parang feeling ko yung intensity ng kasalanan nila sa akin. Ang dami kong realization. Even yung teacher ko na inaccuse ako of cheating, na nag-start kung bakit ayoko na mag-study, na nag-start kung bakit nagbulakbol na ako after. Kasi that was the first experience for me na parang nawala yung trust ko sa isang tao na respected ko dapat. Tapos na-feel ko doon na parang wow, ganito pala ang buhay kahit gumawa ka ng tama. May mangyayari sa yung masama. Kasi syempre sinabi ko na parang yung daughter niyo po nagnanakaw sa bag ng kaklase ko. So, pinatayo niya ako talaga sa chair. The whole time na nag-ano, parang after ko sinabi yun sa kanya, the next day kasi, examination na namin, may exam. So, nag-exam na, okay lang, nag-answer ka ng questionnaire. Tapos, tumingin-tingin ako paikot kasi sabi ko, parang gusto kong magwiwi, pero hindi ako makawiwi kung may nasa labas pang isa kasi bawal. So, tingin ako, sabi niya, Lisette, you're cheating, stand on the chair. Ganun lang. Ganun lang. Just imagine that simple gesture. How, di ba, okay lang yan, hindi okay eh. Kahit simple yon, hindi okay sa mata ng mga bata na inosente pa. I was only grade 5 at that time. So, doon nag-umpisa. Hindi na ako nag-aaral masyado.
Balik ako ng konti. I'm just wondering, doon sa process na pinapakwento kasi syempre kailangan nilang i-assess kung ano yung kailangan nilang, anong help yung pwede nilang maibigay sa'yo doon sa convent. Do you have in mind na ito yung gusto kong maayos sa akin? Like, ang dami kasi, sabi mo nga, daming areas ng pagkatao mo yung nawala sa'yo. Pero habang nagkukwento ka ba, ma'am, meron kang objective na ito po yung gusto kong gumaling na sakit? Parang
walang sakit. Ang sabi ko lang I want to know myself more.
Because you feel...
Because I felt na hindi na ako yun. I want to know myself, I want to know who I am, and I want to love myself more. Ganun lagi. Parang hindi ko po alam sino na po ba si Lisette. Parang ganun, di ba? I didn't know who I was anymore because of ang dami sa akin maraming nangyari. Ang dami sa akin sinabi na eto ka, hindi ka naman ganito ka. Ganun lang sa abusive relationship.
So parang you start to question yourself, ganun nga ba ako? Parang ganun.
O hindi ko na alam ang sarili ko, yung sinasabi na, yun ako. Ganun, naging ganun na ako. So parang, syempre may struggle yun sa loob. Kasi, sino ka na nga ba, di ba? So yun ang lagi ko sinasabi, I want to know myself. I want to know who I am. And I want to love myself more. Yung loving yourself naman, iba yung concept na binigay sa akin.
So, yung pinapa-define sa'yo, what is love for you? Gano'n mo siya katagal bago nasagot?
Hindi ko siya nasagot up until nag-start ako talaga mag-purge. Yung nag-start talaga ako na tanggalin yung lahat ng sakit through many processes. And then, nalaman ko lang siya nung may na-feel na ako ng forgiveness. May na-feel na ako na parang I have to be accountable. I have to not just accept but fully embrace and then be honest with myself na hindi lang isa ang may kasalanan, ikaw din. And then umabot sa point na I don't even have to blame anyone. I just have to focus on my process and improve myself kasi if I'm part of it, I'm the only one who's in control of myself. And I cannot control the person anymore. And in fact, I've forgiven them during the process. I told them what I wanted to tell them. I hurt them during the empty chair. Talagang pinagtatapon ko yung mga, unan, ganyan. Talagang kung anong gusto kong gawin, minura ko, ganun. Yun ang ginawa ko. So parang, so what now? Nagkaroon ka na ng chance mag-purge, nagkaroon na ng chance na kausapin yung soul nun, soul to soul. Nag-usap kayo, sinabi mo na sa kanyang kasalanan niya, sinabi mo yung nangyari sa'yo, yung effect sa'yo, ano na ngayon? Di ba ikaw pa rin ang in control sa sarili mo? So parang,
what's next?
Ang sakit nun, parang, I can't go to anyone, I can't even really hurt them physically or tell them or shout at them. Talagang, yan na yung mirror, nasa harap mo, ikaw na mag-process ng sarili mo. Kasi ikaw, kaya na mirror na yan, may kontrolado mo kung anong makikita mo dyan. So, yung mirror dati, sabi ko dati, na parang ang layo, na parang it would take me 2 days, 3 days to process, sasabihin ko lang, iyak ako, di ba? Hanggang palapit na palapit yung mirror, kasi nare-realize mo na, ako lang pala ang makaka-resolve nito. So, yung mirroring na nangyayari, very, practical na, na way of reflecting. Kasi, kung malapit na yung mirror, nagbabounce na lang yung thoughts, na parang ako may kasalanan, so anong gagawin ko? Anong mangyayari sa akin? Itong gagawin ko. Okay, nakikita ko na yung mali ko. Okay, so bukas itong gagawin ko. Hindi na ako iiyak kasi wala na rin ako magagawa doon. So now I have to process myself on my own. I embrace it. I have to take responsibility. And I have to be accounted to what is happening to me. and I have to take action. So, it's always a decision, mabilis na decision. So, dun ko na feel na, okay. Several years after, bumalik ako, and sabi ko, sister, I don't feel the pain. Now, I cannot define what hurt and pain is.
So, bumaliktad. Before, you cannot define love. Ngayon, you cannot define pain and hurt and anger.
Hindi ko siya ma-define. Kaya parang,
sana all. Yun lang yung masasabi ko. Sana all. Pero ang ganda ng illustration ng mirror, ha? And parang dun sa process, parang what I get is yung humility mo natanggapin na after all ng ginawa sa'yo, you ask yourself na baka naman ako yung may mali.
In fact, dapat isipin mo muna na ikaw ang mali. Kasi ikaw lang naman ang mag-i-improve sa sarili mo. Masakit siya na process to be Ang sakit noon talaga.
Oo, ang sakit. Tanggapin na ikaw ang may mali.
Lumuluhod ako. Humiga na ako. Parang tinitingnan ko na yung lupa. Wala na po ako mahukay dito. Wala na ako choice kundi tanggapin. Ako lang talaga ang tatayo at aakyat ulit. At pupunta kung saan ko man gusto pumunta.
So during that time, your support system lang talaga is the convent. How about yung yung family mo, immediate family?
I caught connection with my family. Because I was in a situation that I feel I would be able to do it fully, the healing process fully, without asking the help of any relative. Because the problem, parang doon nag-circle nagko-connect eh. So, kung hindi ako magdi-disconnect at magli-let go ng part na yon, kasama ko sila. I would have to listen to them. I would have to be affected by other people's opinion. I have to consider everyone. So, sa akin, cut na lang. Kasi, sabi nga ng spiritual advisor ko, ng Mother Superior, you are wanting to connect with them because you want to be a hero. You want to help them. Kasi ganito, paano may mangyari sa ganito? Paano may mangyari sa ganyan? Yung parang lagi akong babalik doon kasi I feel na ako lang ang makakatulong sa kanila. Pero ang tanong sa akin ng madre, na sobrang talagang na-realize ko din, empty ka nga eh. Why don't you refill? I-refill mo muna yung sarili mo ng tama. Diba? Hindi ng negativity. Kasi whatever you do now, you're not gonna be helping them kasi you're not in the space na coming from positivity and strength. You're coming from weakness and you're coming from negativity. So that is what you're gonna pass on. Come to think of it. So, ganun. Oo nga, no? So, sabi niya, you would be able to go back to that state of helping pag malakas ka na.
Sabi kanila, lagi ko sinasabi to sa lahat, parang lagi ko na-example sa lahat ng mga episodes ko na kailangan i-fill mo muna yung cup mo bago ka makapag-express or maka-extend ng help and love. And yung i-fill mo ng tama. Kasi kung ano yung feel mo, kung anger, yun ang magmamanifest, magsispill out.
You really have to empty. Mag-empty ka talaga muna. Para may bago kang pupunuin na tama na. Tapos when you learn how to empty any situation that you will be in the future, you cannot repeat the process. Empty the cup or empty the canvas, and then once it's empty, you paint again and choose the kind of colors and paintings or images that you want to put there. So, ganun siya. Yung parang, okay, ang sarap nun.
Kasi and you are in control.
In control. Ikaw yung painter eh. Ikaw yung artist ng sarili mong buhay. So, yun yung parang, pero masakit talaga, masakit. Pagka pumasok ka sa healing process at spiritual path, may sobrang blissful in many ways kasi para kang, wow, I'm free. Parang ganon. After. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na yung proseso madali. So, kailangan mo harapin yun. And you have to choose. Kung lalo na, di ba, kung, depende din naman yan. Kasi sabi nga nila, hindi ka naman bibigyan ng Diyos ng pangyayari na hindi mo kaya ayusin. Diba? So, sa akin siguro, ganun kagrabe.
Kasi Lord, kaya mo. Siguro sa iba, patiwakal.
Parang feeling ko nga, sabi ko, kulang na lang talaga maloka.
Actually, I cannot imagine myself doon sa iyo. Sa situation mo. Parang hindi ako kasing ganyan.
Kasi 2 years akong dumidilat ang mata ko na umiiyak diretso. During the process, automatic yon. Pag umiyak ako, ay pag nagdumilat ng mata ko, may luha na lalabas. So, just imagine yung, parang iniisip ko, saan ganito na ba talaga ako everyday? May luha na lang nalalabas, di ba? Na hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya aayusin. And then, yeah, you can, dun papasok na yung parang, so anong ginawa ba? Di ba?
As we start the new season, ano yung message or advice na mabibigay mo sa mga taong feeling nila na trap na sila doon sa trauma?
Sa akin kasi, ang realization na you can actually drop everything, kahit pa isa-isa, na hindi naman parang biglaan, pwede mong gawin. So you can be the one who needs to decide kung ano yung aalisin mo muna. Kasi any form of change will develop into a solution. Kasi meron kang ini-empty eh. For example, time. Wala na akong oras kasi ang sakit-sakit na, halos hindi ko na nga magawa lahat ng gagawin ko. So you can set a time. 1 minute. Pray.
Or mag-drop ka ng ginagawa mo.
So gano'n, you have to learn how to let go of something. Or decide which one. You decide, doon muna sa pinakasimple, yun muna ang tanggalin mo. Hanggang sa parang, wow, lumalakas ako kasi nagtatanggal ako pa unti-unti ng burden. O, ito naman. Burden naman. So, may realization na papasok, ito na naman. So, yun. Unti-unti mong gawin until makakuha ka ng chance na may lakas ka na mag-jump out from that situation. So, unti-unti hanggang sa merong chance na malumabas ka sa sitwasyon na yun. Run away from the situation if you need to, especially if it's an abusive situation. So, it doesn't have to be in a relationship. It can be a relationship with an employer or whoever, friend, or kahit sino. Hindi naman kailangan, kasi lahat tayo pwede dumaan sa ganun pa rin. Pag may nakita ka na, yun, humanap ka ng paraan na umalis.
At the end of the day, ikaw naman nga magdedesisyon para sa sarili mo eh. Because you're in control of yourself. Hindi mo kayang kontrolin yung tao sa paligid.
And you have to be patient also sa sarili mo. Kasi medyo matagal din kasi talaga umabot sa punto eh. Don't lose that hope that there would be a time na lalakas ang loob mo. Kasi parang pinifeel mo yun eh, kaya ko na ba? Ito na ba yung time? Hindi pa eh. Hindi pa. Huwag mong pilitin.
Huwag mong i-pressure yun sa
yung ibig sabihin, nag-iisip ka ng ganyan, nag-uumpisa na. Yun ang maganda kasi may hope na. Habang iniisip mo kung kaya mo pa, actually, nagde-develop ka na subconsciously ng solusyon. Kasi may hope na eh. May parang, may light bulb moment na, di ba? Na parang, kaya ko pala. So yun naman ang gano'n. Yun naman ang maganda sa parang nagtatanong ka all the time.
Talk about it, be brave. You should know